Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Twyman Creative Insider. We have Tim Russ in the house. I'm your host, Nikki Brown, and we have Tim Russ. Tim, so tell me, what is it that you do in the industry?
Well, I've been in Los Angeles for about 27 years now, and
Wow.
I started out working in music. I've been in music for 30 years,
Okay.
and performing guitar and vocals. And I came here to pursue both music and acting when I arrived, and the music went along fine for a while, and then acting took over. So I've been acting steadily for about 20 years, and subsequently directing as well.
Awesome. So where are you from originally?
I was an Air Force brat, so I was raised all over the world. I grew up in Asia and parts of the States and parts of the Middle East.
Okay, I'm sure you use that a lot in your work.
It helps in temperament to be able to handle sort of the unpredictability and the insecurity of jobs and gigs and this lifestyle. So it did help in terms of just being able to live comfortably with that.
Okay, so you say you started out in music. You were playing guitar. Did you have a band? What were you doing? Like,
Well,
what's your style, the genre of music?
The genre is usually anywhere between pop, rock, and soul. I have played. Right now, I'm playing in a blues band on a regular
Awesome.
basis in town every other Saturday night at the Kibitz Room. over in
Kibitz
Fairfax.
Room?
Kibitz Room.
Kibitz Room, so you have to check them out there at the Kibitz Room.
I'm Fairfax every other Saturday. So that's I sing about 50% of the stuff in that band, and I have a
Awesome.
trio of my own, which is basically pop, rock, and blues.
Okay, so currently you said you're working on acting now.
Yeah.
Are you working on anything currently that people can come check you out in?
Well, right now, I've just finished up a couple of projects, acting projects.
Okay.
They were a couple of a Nickelodeon show, a Disney show, and a feature film just going to be out, I think, in the summertime. Bruce Willis's Die Hard 4.
Awesome.
And directorially, I finished not long ago a couple of projects for Discovery for TLC. Now these are dramatic reenactments for their show Psychic Witness, and also for FBI Files.
Wow.
Now those air, throughout the year several times, so they're going to be on either Discovery or TLC. And also just finished up a short film called Plugged, which is a satire on product placement.
Okay, plugged, you say?
Plugged. Yeah.
Plugged.
Just
Okay.
in quote, just
So if
cut it.
someone wants to get that, where would they pick it up at?
That's going to be on a website called Bob and Jim Projects.
BobandJimProjects.com? Okay, awesome. So check that one out too. I want to know what motivates you. Like, how did you get started with this? With music first and then the acting? How did it all come about?
Well, I started acting when I was in high school, and I think the bug was had bitten me at that point in time. So I went to college to study for 5 years, and then in the Midwest, Texas in the Midwest, and I moved out here in '81 to pursue professionally. So I was playing music and acting very, very young, and subsequently just kept doing it.
Right. Do you recommend someone like studying it and going into school and kind of honing their craft as opposed to just breaking out and coming out here? Do you think that helped you?
Oh yeah, I think you have to. If you have even a natural ability, you have, for example, you have a singing voice, or you're able to dance, or you've done some acting, or you have a personality that might be something that the camera can capture. It's always good to have the mechanics down, to have the chops, to have the practice and the workshops and the classes, just to hone the skills that you might already have, and also to be aware of what type you are physically, what your natural abilities might be, what your tricks might be, and to focus on those and strengthen them, because essentially that's what's going to get you the jobs, whatever parts you're going out for. So yeah, it always helps to have to work in your craft and be able to be experienced, because if the door opens up, you got to walk in there and be able to do it. So.
Right. So when did you break into the directing aspect of everything? Is that recent, or have you been doing that all along?
Yeah, I was on a series for a number of years, which enabled me to intern behind the scenes for about 3 years during the show, and to get the opportunity to direct several of the episodes at the time. And that's when I started. It was about 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
So since that time, I've been pursuing that kind of work in different areas. The short films, the docudrama reenactments. I finished a feature film recently called Of Gods and Men, which is a sci-fi feature. It'll be available on download in April on Planet Expo.
Planet Expo.
Planet Expo, and it's a full-length feature. And it was a very difficult project, but it came off very nicely. So
What made it difficult?
it was difficult because of primarily because of the producers involved in the project. There were some areas of production that were not taken care of just right, so that when you're going on location, you have to have somebody to scout and to do all the advance work. So there wasn't a lot of that done. It was very, very difficult for budgetarily, and also for having some of the production elements in place before we shot. So
Gotcha.
we had some catch up to do during the process. And we had, in a very tight schedule, we shot 11 days.
Oh,
So
wow.
about 90 pages in 11 days. So,
Wow, that's a
so-
lot. And then having those other things in there, I can see
Yes,
why that would make it
it's very
difficult.
difficult.